In this video, we'll learn to insert a total row to summarize an Excel table. We previously mentioned that if you click anywhere inside of the table, go to the Table Design tab, you'll have these table style options that represent the structural elements of a table. We didn't talk a lot about what the total row does, so now we're going to examine in detail what adding a total row will do for your table. Just like the name sounds, a total row is most often used for adding together all of the entries that are numerical within a table. However, it can be used for other calculations as well. Technically, a total row is added at the end of the table to do various calculations for each of the columns, which we call the fields in the table. The formulas that can be applied are none, which means you don't do anything, usually for text, average of numerical values, counting the entries in a column, counting only the numerical entries in a column, finding the largest numerical entry, finding the smallest numerical entry, adding them all together, which is what you would think of with the name total, and any other function of your choice can be applied. Of course, you could use any of the functions and select the references for all of the data in the table in order to calculate these things, but the total row is a faster way to do it. It also keeps your data well organized. In order to add it, I'll click inside my table, go to Table Design, and check the box for total row. See, it automatically appears with the double lines representing that we're adding things together and the word total. There's a couple instructions once we've added the total row. For B7, we're going to use no summarizing function. So none will be selected from the drop down there. The reason is these are just category names. We're not going to do any summary or calculation with category names. For the amounts spent, we're going to use the sum to find the total amount spent. So from this drop-down, I'm going to click sum. This one here, sum. So we know the total amount spent is just over $10,000. For the due date, I'm actually going to use the max. The reason for that is the max will be the most recent day that you spent money. So for this example, it would be June 27th was the most recent day money was spent. And finally, for E67, we're going to choose count from the drop-down menu. That means we can count how many payments are made in total. It should be 40, that there's 40 different payments altogether for the months of April, May, and June. Of course, when you actually look at the calculations that were done here using the formulas sum, max, and count, you could use the individual formulas and select all of the entries for amount spent in column C, the dates in column D, and the method paid in column E. But like I said, the total row is a way that you can do the calculations faster than using the formula yourself, and it helps make your table look really nice with consistent formatting.